In this video, I share the simple lessons I learned from the Millionaire Next Door. These ideas changed how I look at money forever. They taught me that real wealth is quiet, steady, and built with discipline. I hope these insights help you live smarter and create a stronger future. So let me explain it to you one by one. Lesson 1. Live below your means. Living below your means is one of the strongest habits of the Millionaire Next Door. It may sound simple, but it is a powerful idea that shapes the entire journey toward wealth. Living below your means does not mean living a sad or restricted life. It means choosing to spend less than you earn so you can build freedom instead of debt. It is the opposite of showing off. It is the art of quiet growth. Most people feel pressure to look successful. They are surrounded by advertisements, trends, and social approval. They buy things to fit in or to look important. They may buy a bigger house because their friends did. They may take expensive trips because others will admire them. But this habit brings stress instead of peace. It creates a life built on trying to satisfy the opinions of others. The millionaire next door lives differently. They choose comfort over show. They choose value over appearance. They choose long-term security over short-term excitement. They do not let society decide how they should live. They trust their own judgment. Living below your means begins with awareness. You look at your life and understand what truly matters. You separate needs from wants. You understand that needs are simple and easy to manage. Wants are endless and can expand without limit. When you control your wants, you control your financial future. This lesson also teaches emotional intelligence. Many people buy things to feel better. They spend when they are bored, sad, or influenced by others. But millionaires handle emotions differently. They pause before buying. They ask themselves if the purchase adds real value. They allow their mind to lead instead of their impulse. Another part of this lesson is the idea of choosing a lifestyle that fits your goals. If your goal is financial freedom, then your lifestyle must support that goal. You do not need luxury to feel worthy. You do not need brand names to prove anything. You do not need to compete with anyone. This quiet independence becomes a shield against unnecessary spending. Living below your means becomes easier when you design your environment. You choose simple habits that support your peace. You may cook at home more often. You may choose a smaller home that feels warm and manageable. You may avoid unnecessary debt. You may buy reliable things instead of flashy things. These choices build a strong foundation. Over time, this habit creates surprising results. When your spending is low and your income grows, the extra becomes fuel for savings and investing. This gap between what you earn and what you spend becomes your engine of wealth. Millionaires protect this gap with discipline. They do not allow lifestyle inflation to destroy it. They understand that real wealth grows slowly and quietly in this space. One of the most inspiring ideas from the book is that you do not need to earn a huge income to build wealth. You only need to manage what you already have with wisdom and patience. A person who earns a modest income but lives wisely can build more wealth than someone who earns a large income and wastes it. This truth breaks the myth that only high earners can become wealthy. This lesson also teaches confidence. Millions of people spend money because they seek approval. Millionaires develop a different mindset. They do not care about impressing strangers. They do not chase applause. They focus on stability, comfort, and long-term growth. Their confidence comes from within, not from labels or luxury. Living below your means also creates emotional peace. When expenses are low, life feels lighter. Bills become smaller. Risks become manageable. Emergencies become easier to handle. A simple lifestyle protects you from worry. It gives you space to breathe. This mindset also opens the door to new opportunities. When you are not trapped by high expenses, you can take career risks. You can change jobs without fear. You can start a small business. You can invest in new skills. You can explore dreams instead of surviving from one pay to the next. Another important part of this lesson is gratitude. Millionaires often appreciate what they already have. They do not constantly look for more. They enjoy small pleasures. They celebrate simplicity. This gratitude makes life rich even before money grows. Living below your means also sets a strong example for family and children. When children see thoughtful spending, they learn good habits early. They understand the difference between desire and responsibility. They grow into adults who can manage money well. This creates a cycle of strength instead of a cycle of debt. This lesson is not about sacrifice. It is about choice. You choose a lifestyle that gives you freedom. You choose habits that protect your future. You choose peace over pressure. You choose growth over showing off. At its heart, this lesson is about respect. Respect for your time. Respect for your effort. Respect for your earnings. Respect for your future self. When you live below your means, you treat your money with care. You treat your life with care. This simple habit is the foundation of every other financial lesson in the book. Without this habit, wealth is unstable. With this habit, wealth becomes almost inevitable. It becomes the quiet result of wise choices repeated again and again. Living below your means is not just a rule. It is a lifestyle. It is a way of thinking. It is a way of living that brings power and peace together. When you practice it, you begin to feel lighter. You begin to see possibilities. You begin to build a future that does not depend on luck. You begin to become the millionaire next door in your own quiet way. Lesson 2. Save consistently and invest wisely. Saving consistently is one of the strongest habits of people who quietly build wealth. They do not wait for the perfect moment. They do not wait for a huge income. They start with whatever they have and stay steady. The millionaire next door understands a simple truth. Money grows only when it is protected and given time. Many people want quick rewards. They want fast success. They want dramatic results. But real wealth grows slowly and silently. It grows through discipline, patience, and regular saving. Saving is not only about keeping money, it is about building the habit of control. You learn to give your future more importance than your present desire. You learn to delay pleasure for something greater. You learn to build strength one small step at a time. Many people believe that they need a large income before they can save. But the book teaches the opposite. You become wealthy because you save, not after you become wealthy. Even small amounts saved regularly can create surprising results. The magic is in the habit, not the amount. People who save consistently create a strong sense of security. They do not panic during emergencies. They do not fear unexpected changes. They know they have something to fall back on. This security brings calmness and confidence. Investing wisely is the second part of this lesson. Saving alone is not enough. Your money must work for you. Millionaires next door do not chase risky ideas. They do not fall for shiny promises. They choose simple and steady investments that grow slowly. They understand that safe and patient investing wins over long periods of time. Wise investors study before they decide. They learn the basics. They understand what they are buying. They focus on long-term growth instead of short-term excitement. They stay calm when markets change. They trust the process and remain patient. This lesson also teaches the power of routine. Saving should become as natural as breathing. It should become a part of your daily life. When saving becomes automatic, your wealth grows without stress. The habit becomes stronger than temptation. People who save consistently often live simple lives. They do not buy things they do not need. They do not follow every trend. They protect their money with awareness. This simplicity creates more space for investing. It opens the door to future opportunities. Investing wisely is also about avoiding mistakes. Many people lose money because they rush. They act without knowledge. They trust the wrong advice. Millionaires next door avoid these traps. They move carefully. They choose slow and steady growth over dramatic promises. This lesson shows that wealth is not a mystery. It is a result of clear habits repeated over many years. Save a little. Invest a little. Repeat again and again. In time, the results become powerful. Saving and investing also create freedom. You feel lighter when you are not controlled by debt. You feel stronger when you can take risks without fear. You feel happier when you know your future is protected. This freedom is one of the greatest rewards of consistent saving. This lesson also teaches responsibility. You take control of your money instead of letting it control you. You choose discipline over impulse. You choose long-term peace over short-term pleasure. You choose a future that is stable and full of possibility. The millionaire next door does not depend on luck. They depend on habits. They trust simple steps taken regularly. They build wealth the same way a tree grows, slowly, quietly, and naturally. Saving consistently and investing wisely is not only a financial rule. It is a life rule. It teaches patience. It teaches clarity. It teaches self-respect. It gives you the power to shape your own future. When you follow this lesson, your money begins to work for you. Your savings grow. Your investments grow. Your confidence grows. Your entire life becomes more stable and peaceful. Lesson 3. Avoid lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation is the quiet enemy of wealth. It happens when your income rises and your spending rises with it. Many people fall into this trap without realizing it. They believe that earning more gives them permission to spend more. They move to a bigger home. They buy a more expensive car. They start eating at fancy places. They upgrade every part of their life. Soon, their new lifestyle becomes normal, and saving becomes almost impossible. The millionaire next door lives differently. Even when their income grows, their lifestyle remains simple. They do not feel the need to upgrade everything. They remain grounded. They understand that the extra money should go into savings and investments, not into new habits that bring stress later. Lifestyle inflation is dangerous because it hides itself behind excitement. A person may feel proud of buying new things. They may feel successful for a short moment, but very soon the excitement disappears and only the bills remain. The new lifestyle becomes a burden. It demands more money, more effort, and more pressure to maintain. Avoiding lifestyle inflation is about awareness. You look at your choices with honesty. You ask yourself if a new purchase is about real need or just about social approval. You remind yourself that wealth grows in silence, not in display. This awareness protects your financial future. One reason why lifestyle inflation is harmful is that it destroys the gap between income and spending. This gap is the engine of wealth. It is the space where savings and investments grow. When that space becomes smaller, wealth becomes slower. When the space disappears, wealth becomes impossible. Millionaires protect this gap carefully. They know that their lifestyle should never rise as fast as their income. Avoiding lifestyle inflation also builds emotional strength. It teaches you to resist temptation. It teaches you to ignore unnecessary pressure from society. It teaches you to feel content with what you already have. This emotional strength supports every other financial habit. This lesson also reminds us that comfort does not require luxury. A simple life can be peaceful and joyful. A smaller home can feel warm and loving. A modest car can be reliable and stress-free. A simple routine can bring more happiness than constant upgrades. Millionaires understand that true comfort comes from stability, not from showing off. Another part of avoiding lifestyle inflation is controlling the influence of comparisons. Many people spend money because they compare themselves with others. They feel pressure when they see someone else living a flashy life. But comparisons are endless. There will always be someone with more. Chasing these comparisons destroys peace and distracts you from your real goals. The millionaire next door does not chase this race. They stay focused on their own journey. They value privacy over display. They value freedom over attention. They value long-term security over short-term excitement. Avoiding lifestyle inflation also gives you more choices in life. When your expenses are low, you can make decisions based on what you truly want. You can change jobs without fear. You can build a business. You can take breaks. You can invest more. You can live with less pressure and more confidence. This lesson teaches gratitude as well. When you avoid lifestyle inflation, you learn to appreciate the things you already have. You notice the beauty and simplicity. You enjoy what you own instead of constantly wanting more. Gratitude makes your life richer even before your bank account grows. Many people believe that happiness comes from bigger and better things. But the millionaire next door knows that happiness grows from stability, peace, and purpose. A simple life with strong savings brings more happiness than a complicated life filled with debt. Wealth grows when you protect your lifestyle from unnecessary expansion. Avoiding lifestyle inflation does not mean you must reject comfort. It means you upgrade with wisdom. You upgrade only when it is truly needed. You upgrade in a way that does not harm your long-term goals. You upgrade with intention, not impulse. This lesson is a reminder that real wealth comes from discipline, not from display. When you avoid lifestyle inflation, you create a strong base for financial freedom. Your money grows quietly. Your stress decreases. Your choices expand. Your life becomes lighter. The Millionaire Next Door shows us that the true sign of wealth is not how much you spend. It is how much you keep. It is how much freedom you build. It is how calmly and wisely you live. Lesson 4. Focus on long-term goals. One of the most powerful ideas in the Millionaire Next Door philosophy is the ability to think long-term. Most people live from moment to moment. They choose short pleasure over long peace. They make decisions that feel good today, but create stress tomorrow. The Millionaire Next Door behaves differently. They look far ahead. They imagine the future clearly. They plan for a life that becomes better with time. Focusing on long-term goals changes the way you see everything. It changes the way you spend. It changes the way you save. It changes the way you work. It even changes the way you feel about your life. When you see the future as something you can shape, you begin to take responsibility for your choices today. The book teaches that wealth is not created through sudden wins. It grows through patient planning. It grows through small steps repeated many times. It grows through consistency and calmness. People who think long-term do not chase quick rewards. They do not fall for shortcuts. They do not risk their future for momentary excitement. They move slowly, wisely, and with clear purpose. Focusing on long-term goals also protects you from emotional decisions. Money often triggers strong feelings. A person may feel excited and buy something unnecessary. They may feel scared and make a poor investment decision. They may feel pressure from others and spend more than they should. Long-term thinking acts like a shield against these impulses. It helps you stay stable when emotions rise. This lesson teaches the value of patience. Patience is the hidden strength behind every wealthy person. When you are patient, you do not panic when things move slowly. You do not worry when progress is small. You trust the process. You understand that real growth takes time. You understand that every step forward matters, even if it looks small today. The Millionaire Next Door uses long-term thinking to decide where their money should go. They do not spend on things that lose value quickly. They prefer investments that grow over time. They focus on education, skills, business, and assets that bring income in the future. They think about their family, their security, and their independence. Their vision is bigger than today. Long-term thinking also creates discipline. When you know your future goals, it becomes easier to say no to distractions. You feel less tempted by trends. You feel less influenced by the spending habits of others. You choose your path with confidence. This discipline becomes a habit, and this habit becomes a source of strength. One of the most important benefits of long-term thinking is stability. People who focus only on the present often live with stress. They rush from one situation to the next. They struggle with bills. They feel unsafe in emergencies. They never build a strong base. But people who focus on the future create stability step by step. They prepare for challenges before they appear. They build safety long before they need it. This stability creates peace. Long-term thinking also helps you understand the true meaning of success. Success is not about looking rich today. Success is about building a life that remains strong tomorrow. It is about creating freedom for yourself and for your loved ones. It is about reaching a point where you can live on your own terms. This deep form of success requires patience, discipline, and a long view of life. Another part of this lesson is learning to delay pleasure. Many people want everything immediately. They want new things, new experiences, and new luxuries. But millionaires understand that delaying pleasure today can create much greater pleasure in the future. They save before they spend. They invest before they celebrate. They build before they enjoy. This delay is not a punishment. It is a wise trade. You give up a small pleasure now and receive a bigger reward later. Long-term thinking also helps you recover from mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes with money. Everyone faces setbacks. But people who think long-term do not give up. They adjust their plan. They learn. They correct themselves. They keep moving forward. Their journey is slow but steady. Focusing on long-term goals also changes your relationship with money. You begin to see money as a tool for freedom, a tool for security, a tool for building a meaningful future. You stop using money to impress others. You start using it to improve your own life. When you think long-term, you understand that every decision matters. A small saving today becomes a large comfort tomorrow. A small investment today becomes a strong base tomorrow. A simple habit today becomes a life-changing force tomorrow. Long-term thinking connects the present and the future in a powerful way. The Millionaire Next Door builds wealth with patience, purpose, and time. They do not rush. They do not panic. They do not chase illusions. They trust the slow power of steady progress. This long-term mindset is the foundation of lasting wealth and lasting peace. Lesson 5. Do not try to impress others. Trying to impress others is one of the biggest reasons people remain poor even when they earn well. It creates pressure. It creates stress. It creates a life where money is spent not for comfort or growth, but to gain approval from people who may not even care. The Millionaire Next Door understands a different truth. Real success does not need applause. Real wealth does not ask for attention. Real confidence speaks quietly. Many people spend money because they want to appear successful. They buy expensive clothes to look important. They buy luxury cars to look powerful. They buy large homes to look impressive. But these choices often come with silent pain. There are heavy loans. There are large bills. There is constant fear of losing the lifestyle they created. Trying to impress others becomes a trap that steals peace and freedom. The Millionaire Next Door avoids this trap with wisdom. They understand that the opinion of others is unstable and temporary. People admire you today and forget you tomorrow. People praise you in one moment and judge you in the next. Building your life around their approval is like building a home on sand. It will not stand strong. This lesson teaches the power of inner confidence. When you feel secure within yourself, you do not need to show your strength through things. You do not need to prove your worth through luxury. You do not need to chase admiration. Your calmness becomes your strength. Your stability becomes your confidence. Not trying to impress others also protects your money. It allows you to keep more of what you earn. It allows you to save more. It allows you to invest more. It allows you to build a future that is free from pressure. Your money grows because it serves your goals, not the expectations of society. This lesson also teaches honesty. Many people pretend to live a better life than they can afford. They create a false image. They hide their struggles. But this false life brings mental and emotional stress. The Millionaire Next Door chooses a different path. They live in a way that reflects their real situation. They stay practical and grounded. They focus on what brings long happiness, not short appearances. Not trying to impress others also helps you avoid comparison. Comparison is one of the biggest sources of financial trouble. When you compare your life with someone else, you begin to want what they have. You begin to feel pressure to match their lifestyle. But comparison is endless. There will always be someone who has more. Chasing this creates frustration and emptiness. The Millionaire Next Door understands that every person has a different journey. They do not compare their life with others. They compare their present self with their past self. They focus on growth, not competition. This mindset brings peace and allows them to build wealth slowly and calmly. Not trying to impress others also creates financial freedom. When your lifestyle is simple and your desires are controlled, you no longer feel controlled by money. You no longer feel trapped by bills. You no longer feel the need to chase a bigger income just to look good. Your freedom grows because your needs are limited. Your choices expand because your expenses are low. Your mind becomes clear because your life becomes simple. This lesson also teaches humility. Humility is not weakness. It is strength. It is the ability to know your worth without needing to show it. Millionaires next door often dress simply. They live in ordinary neighborhoods. They drive normal cars. They focus on what is meaningful rather than what is flashy. Their humility becomes a shield that protects their wealth and their peace. When you stop trying to impress others, you begin to live for yourself. You begin to make choices based on your goals, not the reactions of others. You begin to feel lighter. You begin to feel stronger. Your relationship with money becomes healthy. You spend with awareness. You save with purpose. You invest with calmness. This lesson also helps build long-term stability. A person who lives for show often lives on the edge. One mistake can break their lifestyle. One emergency can create panic. But a person who lives with simplicity can handle challenges with grace. Their expenses remain low. Their savings grow. Their future stays secure. Trying to impress others is like running a race with no finish line. You will always feel tired. You will always feel behind. But when you stop running that race, you begin to walk your own path. A peaceful path. A strong path. A path that leads to real wealth, not display. The Millionaire Next Door teaches that the greatest luxury is freedom. Freedom from pressure. Freedom from comparisons. Freedom from the need to prove anything to anyone. When you stop trying to impress others, you gain that freedom. You build wealth with calm intention. You build a life that is yours, not a performance for the world. Lesson 6. Work hard and stay disciplined. Many people dream of becoming rich. They hope for a sudden miracle. They wait for a lucky chance. They wish someone will come and change their life. But millionaires next door do not wait. They take action every day. They make steady progress with patience and discipline. Real success is not a one-day event. It is the result of small choices repeated again and again. Millionaires understand this truth deeply. They know that discipline is more powerful than excitement. Excitement dies quickly. Discipline lives for a lifetime. Hard work looks simple, but it is not easy. It means waking up early when others sleep. It means doing the right thing even when no one is watching. It means finishing what you start. It means moving forward even when you feel tired. This is how quiet wealth grows. Millionaires next door stay focused on their mission. They do not change direction every day. They do not chase the latest trend. They do not get lost in dreams without action. They choose a goal. They stick to it. They allow time to do its magic. They build their career with effort. They become experts in their field. They offer real value to others. When you give value to the world pays attention. When you help people solve problems, they reward you. Wealth is a result of value created through hard work and wisdom. Self-control shapes their daily life. They control emotions. They control spending. They control their habits. They know that emotions are like fire. If you manage fire well, it gives light and warmth. If you lose control, the same fire destroys everything. Discipline is not just serious work. It includes rest and balance. Millionaires take care of their health. They protect their energy. They avoid bad habits that damage the mind and body. They understand that a healthy person can work better and think better. Many wealthy people talk about the power of long-term thinking. They say wealth is a slow-growing tree. You plant a seed today. You water it tomorrow. You protect it from storms and stress. You wait with patience. One day, you sit under the shade of the tree you planted long ago. This is discipline in action. Millionaires next door do not give up easily. They accept failure as part of the journey. They learn from mistakes. They stand up again after every fall. They do not fear challenges. They trust their hard work. They trust time. They do not try to become rich faster than others. They try to become better than yesterday. Every day is a chance to improve. They read books. They learn new skills. They increase their knowledge. They believe that self-improvement is the best investment. Discipline also means saying no. Saying no to unnecessary expenses. Saying no to distractions. Saying no to fake success that only looks good from the outside. True wealth needs silence and consistency, not noise and drama. Millionaires Next Door build strong routines. Morning routines. Work routines. Saving routines. These routines protect them from random decisions. Good routines create good results. Bad routines create bad results. They choose routines that serve their dreams. They understand that time is the greatest wealth. Once time passes, you can never bring it back. So they do not waste time. They do not sit and hope. They act. They move forward. They turn time into progress. Hard work does not mean you must suffer every moment. It means you commit to your goals. You stay responsible. You keep promises made to yourself. You celebrate progress. You stay humble and grateful. You remember why you started. Anyone can learn this habit. You do not need a big business. You do not need a fancy education. You do not need to be born rich. You only need discipline. You only need patience. You only need to take small steps every single day. The book teaches that discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. Without discipline, dreams remain only dreams. With discipline, dreams become achievements. With discipline, ordinary people become extraordinary. Wealth likes calm people. Wealth follows those who are consistent. Wealth respects those who respect their work. You do not have to be the smartest. You do not have to be the fastest. You only have to keep going. Remember this final thought. The millionaire next door is not special because of luck. They are special because they never stop working on their goals. They protect their dreams with discipline. They shape their future with everyday actions. This simple truth can change any life. Work hard. Stay disciplined. Let time reward you. Lesson 7. Teach family financial responsibility. One of the strongest messages from the millionaire next door is this. Wealth does not survive if a family does not learn discipline. Money can grow. Money can multiply. But money can also disappear quickly when the next generation does not understand its value. This is why millionaires focus on teaching financial responsibility inside their home. They treat this lesson as a gift that is more important than money itself. Many parents believe giving everything to their children is love. But the book shows that this idea often creates weakness. When children receive too much too easily, they do not learn the meaning of effort. They do not learn patience. They do not learn the connection between work and reward. They begin to expect wealth instead of building wealth. This becomes a dangerous habit. Millionaires Next Door teach their children something different. They teach the power of earning. They teach the importance of saving. They teach the value of self-control. They teach that a simple life can still be a rich life. These lessons shape strong adults who can stand on their own feet. Teaching financial responsibility starts with honesty. Millionaire parents talk openly about money. They do not hide financial realities. They discuss income. They discuss spending. They discuss saving. They discuss future plans. They show their children how decisions are made. This creates awareness. It creates respect for financial choices. Millionaires lead by example. Children watch their parents more than they listen. When a child sees a parent living below their means, they learn simplicity. When a child sees careful spending, they learn discipline. When a child sees patience in investing, they learn long-term thinking. These silent lessons are powerful. They stay in the mind forever. They do not spoil their children with expensive gifts. They prefer meaningful experiences. They choose gifts that teach rather than gifts that distract. They believe that giving everything now destroys the future later. They choose to shape character instead of feeding temporary desires. Millionaires Next Door encourage their children to work early, not to punish them, but to prepare them. Work teaches pride. Work teaches responsibility. Work teaches the joy of earning your own money. When a child earns even a small amount, they value it more than a large amount given for free. They also teach their children the difference between needs and wants. Needs are important for survival. Wants are extra. Understanding this difference protects a person from unnecessary spending. It creates clarity. It builds self-control. Another important habit is saving a part of every amount earned. Some families save a small portion, like the word quarter, or the word third, or the word half of every earning. They make this a rule inside the home. Children who grow up with this habit automatically learn discipline. Saving becomes natural for them. It stays with them for life. Millionaires also discuss long-term goals with their children. They talk about education. They talk about careers. They talk about dreams. They talk about the effort needed to reach those dreams. This gives direction. It prevents confusion. It teaches the idea that life is built step by step. They also teach children to avoid debt as much as possible. Debt looks easy. Debt feels comfortable at first, but debt becomes a heavy burden later. Millionaires teach their children to respect debt, to use it carefully, to avoid borrowing for things that disappear quickly. This protects them from financial stress in adult life. Parents also explain the danger of comparing themselves with others. Modern society encourages comparison. It pushes people to look richer than they are. It pushes people to buy things only to impress others. Millionaires Next Door teach their children that true wealth is quiet. True wealth is freedom. True wealth is peace. Not show, not noise, not empty competition. Teaching responsibility includes teaching gratitude. Gratitude keeps the mind stable. It prevents greed. It builds inner peace. A grateful person spends wisely because they appreciate what they already have. Millionaires show gratitude through their actions. They stay humble. They remain grounded. Parents also avoid giving too much financial help to adult children. They support with advice. They support with wisdom. But they do not create dependency. They know that financial independence grows when a person solves their own problems. When adults learn to manage their own life, they become strong. They become wise. They become capable of handling wealth in the future. Millionaires understand this universal truth. If you raise children without discipline, wealth disappears in one generation. If you raise children with discipline, wealth grows for many generations. The value is not the money itself. The value is the mindset of responsibility, the mindset of patience, the mindset of smart decision-making. Teaching financial responsibility also creates unity inside the family. When everyone understands the same principles, there is harmony. There are fewer fights. There is less stress. The family moves together toward a stable future. This lesson is not about becoming strict or harsh. It is about preparing your loved ones for real life. Life is not always easy. Life brings challenges. Life demands strength. Financial education gives that strength. It gives clarity when the world becomes confusing. It gives confidence when times become difficult. Any family can use this wisdom. You do not need to be rich to teach these principles. You can start with small habits, small conversations, small savings, small examples. These small steps create a strong foundation for the next generation. Remember this final thought. Wealth that is not protected with wisdom will disappear. Wealth that is supported by discipline will grow. The Millionaire Next Door understands that teaching is the greatest gift. Not money, not luxury, not comfort, but wisdom. This wisdom keeps the family strong forever. Final thought. The Millionaire Next Door teaches a quiet but powerful truth about life and wealth. Real success is not loud. Real success does not need attention. Real success grows in silence through discipline, patience, and wise choices. The book shows that anyone can build wealth. You do not need perfect luck. You do not need a special background. You do not need a rich family. You only need simple habits that stay with you for a lifetime. These habits are honesty with yourself, control over spending, steady saving, and long-term thinking. The message is clear. Do not chase the appearance of wealth. Chase the reality of wealth. You do not have to look rich for the world. You only have to live smart for yourself. True wealth is not found in expensive cars or huge houses or flashy objects. True wealth is found in peace, freedom, stability, and the ability to take care of the people you love. The Millionaire Next Door reminds us that strong character creates strong finances. People who respect money rarely lose it. People who treat money with care grow it slowly and safely. People who avoid showing off keep their resources secure. A simple life creates space for smart decisions. The beauty of this message is that it fits every culture and every country. No matter where you live, the same principles work. Spend less than you earn. Save before you spend. Invest for a future that is far away but worth the wait. Do not let social pressure control your choices. Do not let fear guide your decisions. The path to wealth is long but clear. It is built with calm steps, not with rush and panic. It is shaped by discipline, not by excitement. It rewards those who stay consistent, even when progress feels slow. Slow progress is still progress. Over time, small actions become big results. The book also reminds us of responsibility. Wealth is not only about what you achieve, it is about what you pass to the next generation. Not just money, but wisdom. Not just comfort, but strength. Not just support, but independence. The greatest gift you can give your family is a mindset that protects and grows wealth. When you understand these principles, you stop comparing your life with others. You stop chasing shallow success. You stop wasting energy on the approval of people who do not matter. You focus on your own stability, your own growth, your own long-term vision. The Millionaire Next Door is a reminder that greatness can look ordinary. A wealthy person may wear simple clothes. They may drive an older car. They may live in a modest home. Yet inside their mind, there is wisdom. Inside their habits, there is discipline. Inside their future, there is strength. This is the real lesson. Wealth is not outside you. It starts inside you. It starts with the choices you make each day. It starts with the habits you build and protect. You are not limited by your past. You are guided by your discipline. Let these lessons stay with you. Let them shape your actions. Let them steady your mind. Let them guide your financial journey with calm confidence. In the end, the message is simple. Live smart. Think long-term. Protect your money. Grow your money. Respect your money. And remember that true wealth belongs to those who stay humble, patient, and disciplined. This is the wisdom of the Millionaire Next Door. A gentle guide for anyone who wishes to build a life of freedom, peace, and lasting prosperity.